and it has become quite unbearable. It's then affected my sleep. It's almost like I'm drunk in a way, but it's just getting very big. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Holly and today we are doing my 32-week pregnancy update. As you can tell, if you have watched my videos already, you'll know that this is not my usual setup, so I am trying to do something a little bit different today. So let me know down in the comments below if you like this new setup and if you like the new structure of this video. But without further ado, let's get started and talk about 32 weeks pregnant. So this last week, physically, I have really been struggling with my ribs more than anything. That has been my biggest issue from a physical point of view. I haven't really had any other issues apart from the rib pain, and it has become quite unbearable. It's then affected my sleep. I actually ended up sleeping sat upright one night and I've just been in tears in pain, to be honest. I did have a consultant appointment this last week as well, and thankfully they did actually prescribe me some stronger medication. The only issue is I have struggled with side effects, so I'm really having to work a balance of the pain relief versus the side effects, which is something that I'm still trying to work out what works best and trying to adapt and get my body used to these painkillers. So they did actually prescribe me something called codeine, and it was a very low dose. She said it was safe during pregnancy. The only issue with codeine is that they would have to monitor baby for a little bit longer after that I've given birth, just because they can have some mild withdrawal effects if I've been taking it regularly. But she did say that this short-term impact on baby, it wouldn't have any long-term impact on the baby, and it was still worth how bad my mental health has been and how bad it has been in this last week. The pain has really affected my mental health. That's the biggest issue I've actually had with my mental health as well, because of the pain and because it's meant that I'm not sleeping, and it's kind of consumed this last week. So in terms of my actual pregnancy, that's been the biggest thing that's really been going on beside appointments, is just trying to deal with this pain. But we are just trying to work out, because the side effects I'm having are extreme nausea. She did also say to me that it can make me feel quite like zoned out, and I've definitely had that symptom as well. It does make me feel, it actually is quite, I kind of feel quite relaxed, but at the same time it's almost like I'm drunk in a way, which isn't too much of an issue. It just kind of makes me feel very peaceful and chilled. But the nausea that it's given me, and I have actually had a few incidents where I've almost been sick, and I'm really struggling with that nausea. So I am taking the even lower dose that she said I could take, 1 tablet or 2. So I have been taking just the 1 tablet, and I'm trying to even just not take it as much as I can, and I'm mainly taking it so that I can get some sleep on a night. And I can tell you now, the first night I took these pills, I actually had the best night's sleep in a long time, and I actually got a really restful night's sleep. So like I say, we're just weighing up the pros and cons of this medication and just trying to deal with this really painful rib pain, which is caused by a trapped nerve. So in my consultant appointment that I had, we discussed a lot about birth options, which has always been a running commentary, a back and forth discussion that's been very open throughout this pregnancy. She has been very supportive in the fact that it is my body, my choice, and that's meant the world to me, that she's been so respectful to allow me to feel like it is my decision. We have made a decision, and we are actually going for a C-section just because of the logistics and the risks. Because of my previous scar dehiscence, we've had a previous neonatal loss as well. There's just too many risks, and the practicalities of choosing a hospital that was 2 hours away. She has actually gone above and beyond to speak with her seniors and higher up, and as much as they do still support me, if I had wanted a VBAC, it would have meant they wanted me to go into natural labour, and I just couldn't do that with a hospital that was 2 hours away. And the only way for us to have done that would have been to have lived in Newcastle for like a couple of weeks, which just is not feasible. It's not practical. We don't know anyone in Newcastle, and we just couldn't leave our children because obviously we couldn't take them with us and then have no childcare there, but at the same time we couldn't put that pressure on my family to look after the children for weeks on end while we just sit around waiting for labour to happen. And like I say, it just wasn't feasible to pay for a hotel for weeks on end, so we have decided that the safest option is to actually have a C-section. And I can't tell you mentally the peace of mind that that has actually given me, which I didn't think I would ever feel that sort of peace of mind, considering it's an option that I'm still very nervous about and very uncomfortable about. It's obviously major abdominal surgery. It is still risky, but it's just given me the peace of mind of knowing kind of when we think baby's coming, which I will talk a little bit more maybe next week or in my birth plan video that will be coming up. But I feel a sense of ease that I'm not kind of going back and forth and that a decision has been made. It's just allowed me to relax a little bit, which has actually really helped with my mental health in the last few days since that appointment. So we also had a scan at this appointment, and baby did actually have quite a big belly. It was around the 94th, 95th percentile, but generally it works out at about the 90th percentile or just under, so it's just a very big baby. And they did mention about that a big belly could be linked with gestational diabetes, but I'm still doing all my readings. I've had a HbA1c blood test, I think it was, and everything is coming back normal. I'm getting low blood sugar readings, so there is no indication that this is diabetes related, and it could just be that this is just a very big baby. And actually all its other measurements, like its legs and stuff, are still really quite big as well. So my consultant actually wasn't that worried, and she's quite happy. And we are going to be having another scan in 3 weeks, so that will be when I think I'll be either 35 or 36 weeks, so that's when the next scan will be. Baby was actually facing my back, so this is the first scan where we haven't actually got a picture, so I don't have a picture to share with you guys. But we have just had a 4D scan, which will be in next week's video, so make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss that. I've got some adorable pictures from this 4D scan, which I'm really excited to share with you guys, and possibly some footage as well. So I also met with the anaesthetist as well. It wasn't the main anaesthetist that does kind of like the hypnobirthing, but I got to meet with an anaesthetist, and actually it was really helpful to kind of discuss my concerns about a spinal anaesthetic. And she's also showed Fabian where to put EMLA cream, which is like the numbing cream, onto my hands, into my arm, which I kind of already know them two places, but she's also showed him exactly where to put it on my back for if we did have a spinal. And that's another reason why I'm kind of glad we're going for a planned C-section, because I wouldn't have the opportunity in an emergency situation to put EMLA cream on my back for an hour to kind of just numb the area ready for this spinal anaesthetic. And it's just another coping mechanism is the EMLA cream to really help me deal with the spinal, which I know is going to be my biggest challenge mentally facing this surgery. She also said I could actually bring a picture or even my phone with videos on, because I did ask her if I could bring a picture of my happy place, which is Three Sister Springs in Florida, and manatees, and she was quite happy that even bringing my phone in and stuff, that I could watch that while they did the spinal. So I think I've got a lot of stuff that I can work on with my hypnotherapist and really kind of zone my mind out of thinking about it and be able to focus on a happy place while this procedure is taking place. So I feel like I'm almost starting to look forward to it, and especially since doing this 4D scan, I'm really like excited to see this baby now. So I think my plans for this next week are to finalise a birth plan, so that would be my mental health birth plan and my physical birth plan. So I know exactly where I'm going now. I know that it's going to be a C-section, so I can now start looking into ways to have a gentle C-section and what that entails, and things like the delayed cord clamping and stuff. And I am going to be doing a video that is going to detail my entire birth plan, so make sure you do subscribe and click the notification bell so that you don't miss that video. It will be coming up at some point within the next 5 weeks. I'm not sure when whenever I've actually finished it, and then I'll be ready to tell you guys about it. But I want to share with you guys how I plan to have a C-section that is gentle, and also one where in the C-section and postnatal care that my mental health is well taken care of, and that we're preventing any postnatal issues. And my only other plan for this week is to book some accommodation. We think we know when the C-section is going to be, so we're actually going to make the most of the Black Friday sale and book some accommodation. We're going to treat ourselves to a really nice hotel room for the night before, because we don't want to be travelling on the morning of a C-section with it being so far away, and it would just be a very early morning. So because we haven't been able to travel this last year, and in January it will have been a year since we've been on holiday, we are going to treat ourselves to one night in a fancy hotel room with a suite and everything. So that is what I'm going to be doing this next week. So quickly, before I show you guys my belly, I'll just go over baby's development and stuff this week. There isn't much to say. So baby's skin is opaque now and not see-through, which it has been for quite a long time. So obviously it's getting ready to come out into this outside world, and it is looking more and more like a real baby. And a lot of the other things that it is doing this week has just been really practicing. So it's been practicing sucking, swallowing, breathing in the amniotic fluid, kicking, and just really practicing everything, getting ready to come to the outside world. All the organs are fully developed apart from the lungs now, so it would have a really good chance of survival if it was born now, although we hope it will stay in there a little bit longer. But that is pretty much everything that baby has been up to in this last week. So now I think it's time that we showed you guys my belly from 32 weeks. Okay guys, so this is my belly from the front, and this is actually a maternity top that I showed you in one of my earlier pregnancy updates, and it's actually struggling to fit now. So that is from the front, so I'm definitely starting to get bigger now. It is really popping out like crazy. That's from my right hand side. And then from my left hand side, and yeah, you can really tell that it's just getting very big. It's obviously a very big baby in there right now, and it did actually weigh £5 6 ounce at the scan, which I forgot to say, but yeah, it was a chunky little thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to click that subscribe button down below and click the notification bell. Trust me, I have so many pregnancy related videos that I will be cramming into the next 5 weeks alongside my pregnancy updates, so keep an eye out for them. And don't forget to follow me on my other social media platforms. I'll link that all down below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.